back here to a brand new edition of the LosAmigos.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras. Starting off the show here with Chris Wade, who did a tremendous job sitting next to me on the FanDuel set. Chris, welcome back to the program. We had a good week on the desk last weekend. It was a cold week, but it was nice to be out there and, of course, watch the Grade One Charger Bar.
Yeah, it was a chilly weekend with the breezes blowing through rather steadily, but some great racing and some nice races coming in, and we had some nice races. And congratulations on your victory with the shipper coming in, getting that nice victory.
Yeah, that Patty Saint returning back to Los Al looked sharp, winning and did it impressively there. So congrats to Monte Rosa, Eduardo Nicasio, and also good job to you, Jockey Ulysses Gomez, who joined us on this desk. Did a good job there helping us out and analyzing some races. Let's talk about this Saturday night program. We have 9 races, and we're in agreement on a horse that we both like. And I'll let you give your case here on this horse. This is a horse both you and I have chased before. Now, I'd like that you're sticking with him. You're going to take us to race number 8, and you're going to the number 1 horse, One Sweet Bar.
Yeah, this is a horse that is what I call a trouble-prone runner to luck. He's got a lot of talent, but always seems to he's his own worst enemy. He breaks slow, and he always comes finishing late to give you another look for his next lifetime start. But as soon as you get off the horse, he's going to break and cash at a nice price. But I'm going to give him one more chance, as per usual. One Sweet Bar for Landolfo Diaz, owner, trainer, and father is the owner. So this horse gets away clean. He's got a big look at the outcome, and he's got a good look on my numbers. The exit's a pretty strong race. 2 runners in this affair also come out of the race with trouble, but I'm going to give One Sweet Bar a big look here in the 8th event.
And here's the replay. One Sweet Bar was in this same spot. Actually, Chivalry was also in this race, but One Sweet Bar was number 5 here. So let's focus on number 5 and tell us about this trip.
Yeah, this horse was leaning back at the start and was moving a little bit prior to the gate opening up, and then leaned back at the start and lost everything. He leaned back and lost a length and 3/4 or slow in the stride away from the gate. He's under a hand shove, but he finishes pretty well the final half, being kind of forced inward. The 6 horses on the lead kind of crosses over in front of him, so he loses his best action, but you can see him starting out strongly near the wire with run left to give. He galloped out very, very well, and he's a horse with a lot of talent. He was 5-2 that night, and nice effort. If he gets away clean from the inside post, he could post a minor upset there in the 8th event in the late pick 4 Little Lifter.
Yeah, he had the inside. He's had the inside post before, and he's actually run well. He had it in the PC Creatory Bridge for trading when finishing 4th. Then he added 2 starts ago when finishing 3rd. The Poseidon is a nice horse, so no shame in finishing 3rd in that spot as well. So One Sweet Bar, 4-1. I think that's a solid price. The morning lane favorite is actually straight Chivalry on the outside. So Chivalry is the betting favorite, and it makes sense because of the outside draw that might benefit. But I think you'll get a fair price on One Sweet Bar.
Yeah, 4-1 on the program, and as per usual, Mr. Ed Burgart never misses anything. This is a horse that any other racetrack in the country would be 8-1, but 4-1 right there for Ed. And if he gets away clean, he's got a big look to be a factor from start to finish in the 8th affair.
All right, thank you so much for that analysis, Chris. We'll be talking about Winter Derby trials. It won't be that far along. We'll be talking Winter Derby trials and, of course, Winter Championship as we get underway here on this brand new season. Best of luck with One Sweet Bar, and we'll be looking for a better break, hopefully, from that inside post.
Hopefully just get away clean and run to his ability. He's got a big look at a nice price.
All right, have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll see you this weekend down at Los Alamitos.
All right, bye, Chef. Good night.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
That's right, where your best day of racing could be at night at Los Alamitos. Welcome back here to the program. Now talking with Mike Corona, your voice of Los Alamitos, and also will be your voice of the PCQHRA Awards coming up in just about 15 days, about 2 weeks. So, Michael, welcome back to the program. How you doing?
Doing great, Jose. Yes, looking forward to that banquet in late January, where we acknowledge and congratulate and celebrate all of the winners from various categories of the 2023 season, equine and human.
Yes, looking forward to that in just a few short weeks. As far as nationally and internationally, the AQHA Awards will be broadcast streaming there through aqha.com. And I think those are right before the PCQHRA. So check out thoseimails.com. There's a story about the date of the AQHA Awards nationally and internationally as well. Okay, I do want to recap your selection from last week. It was One Racy Corona. You knew I liked that horse as well. And look, I think you just ran second. You ran your race. It was just second best to a very impressive winner, I thought.
Yeah, that's a good summation. He beat the rest of the field easily.
Yes.
But Flyover fired another huge shot, second up off a layoff of almost 2 years. And it's a real credit to Jimmy Glenn Jr. to have this horse so sharp right off the bench. The first win off the layoff was very good. I made a note that his gallop out was exceptional. And I just put ditto for a note for the race from last Saturday night. He was sensational again around the turn. And, I just thought he might have been worth risking because he had gate 1 and it was 300 yards again. And I thought, I think Flyover's ultimately going to be looking for longer. But once they were level with about 100 yards to go, it was obvious who would be the stronger in those last strides. And Flyover just pulled away and ran away and won easily around the turn. He was fantastic. And he's going to be a very strong force, I think, as a 5-year-old going into some serious races this season. So the other thing that interested me, given how impressive and promising Flyover is a time comparison. If I can just walk you through those final 3 races from Saturday night, all of them at 300 yards. Flyover won an allowance for 4-year-olds and up in 15.50. In the following race, a maiden for 3-year-old fillies, More Than Heart, made her second career start, her first off a layoff, and ran 15.56, just 0.06 slower than Flyover. And it was faster than the final race that night, won by In the Mode. That was an allowance for older horses. Actually, for 3-year-old fillies, but it was an allowance as opposed to More Than Heart's maiden race. So on a time comparison, Jose, More Than Heart impressed me greatly, as did Heath Taylor's 3-year-old filly, making her second career start Sunday night, also off a layoff. And we can't read anything into the times because of that insane tailwind, but Amore, for a reason, who cost 200 grand as a yearling, also has the look of a 3-year-old filly going places. I think both of them will step up big come the trials to the Los Alamitos Oaks.
Yes, that filly for Heath Taylor had every reason to kind of throw in the towel, flatten out, and finish an okay 3rd or 4th after that troubled start, but powered through and won impressively.
Yeah, she got bumped badly, didn't she, from both sides? Great recovery. And so I just found those 2 performances on the weekend by those 3-year-old fillies, lightly raced, particularly exciting from a future standpoint.
For sure. That just gets us more hyped up about what's to come, potentially in the 3-year-old division, especially there in the fillies as far as we approach the Los Alamitos Oaks. This Saturday. By the way, any quick thoughts on the Grade 1 Charger Bar?
Well, Patty Saint is just the ultimate pro. I think she might be 18 for 26 lifetime now. And, it's, 18 months or so since she won the Millie Vessels. Got her into the Champion of Champions. And she's still performing at an extremely high level and looks like a savvy purchase, no doubt ultimately from a breeding standpoint, by Dunn Ranch, because she carried new colors, different silks than what we were used to seeing her when she campaigned at Los Al in 2022. So a very good performance. And Eduardo Nicasio, with that win, is now within 1 of 100 stakes wins by a jockey. He would become the 10th rider to get a century of stakes wins at Los Al. So now we have both Jose Flores and Eduardo Nicasio sitting on that cusp They're both on 99 stakes wins at Los Al.
And I think Cruz Mendes is not far behind as well. So plenty of things, milestones to watch here as the season goes on at Los Al. Let's talk about this Saturday night. Your selection will land all the way in the nightcap. Race number 9 is where you're going to take us. And you're taking us, are you getting the outside post? Yes, you are.
Yes.
You're getting the outside post with You Can Run. Is that why you're also picking You Can Run?
Oh, it helps. I might have liked him anyway in this spot because we know he can run. We've known for years that he can run. He has so much back class, but he had a very long layoff of more than a year between the middle of 2022 and October of 2023. He was off about 14 and a half months. And I thought it was a very encouraging return to action in that October allowance when he was within a neck of the win. And then he came out in the Cerritos Stakes on November 12th, second run off the long layoff, which is the replay we have to show you.
Yeah, this was back on November 12th, Cerritos Handicap. He was in gate 2 here in this field of 6. And I believe he went off. Yeah, he went off at 3-1. So gate 2 in this field of 6. Tell us about this trip.
It was a good, clean trip until things tightened up just before the finish line, and he was squeezed and bothered just in the last few strides. It really didn't alter the outcome of the race. He was going to finish third anyway, but you'll just see him just taking up a few strides before the finish line. But this is a very strong form reference because the winner, Ain't He Tempting, came back to win the Southern California Derby, and the runner-up, El Aventurero, came out to win the First Down Dash Stakes. In fact, that was the next race for You Can Run. They were both in that same December Stakes race, but You Can Run was eliminated at the start. You just put a red line through that most recent start for You Can Run. But I think that he's come back off this long layoff in very good form. He's a newly turned 7-year-old, but there's legs, there's life still in those 7-year-old legs, Jose. And I think this allowance spot from the outside post position is an ideal chance for him to return to the winners list. Consider that the horse qualified to a Champion of Champions, to a Brad McKenzie Winter Championship. He qualified to a Vessel's Maturity. Again, the back class is obvious, and I like him in this place here at 5-2.
Yeah, look at the running lines he's been facing. Apolitical Pens, Flashback, Apolitical Pens, Circle City, and Press Him, Up and At Him. I mean, he's been with the cream of the crop here at Los Al.
Yeah, this is a good allowance field, but none of these horses can boast the stakes experience and resume that You Can Run does. And I think he's ticking over quite nicely based on the first 2 races off the layoff. And again, just forget about the most recent one.
And I want to say, like, for, we've always known that we mentioned it, that we like the handicap, and also you got to upgrade horses whenever they draw the outside post. And it's been the key in the last couple of weeks. We've seen horses, because they had the outside post, that's why they got the win.
Look at Frivolous.
Yes.
It was a huge help to Frivolous getting up on the outside in that blanket finish to the Dashingly.
Dashingly, yes.
Yes. You could make the argument that while she was best, that doesn't mean she necessarily would have won from anything other than the outside post.
Yeah, because I think she probably would have lost her path, given that she was a little bit sluggish to go early on. By that point, her path might have been taken over. I think having the outside post made all the difference for Frivolous there in the Dash Lead, but she got up just in the nick of time. So
we actually, mate, we haven't seen You Can Run very often from a wide draw. The horse, more often than not, seems to break from the inside half of the field.
Yeah, and I think probably if we were to see Dr. Steve Burns or Mike Castleman at the racetrack, they'll be like, they'll probably remind us that, we like that outside post. So, yeah, I'm looking at the PPs. The last time he had the outside post is that the Go Man Go? Might have been the Go Man Go and finishing 4th. Actually, that was a Spencer Childers in late July, and he actually finished 4th. He didn't just length. So he hasn't had the outside post in a while. So You Can Run outside post, I think, is the key for you to get a good trip there on the outside. You're 5-2 on the morning line.
Yeah, it's the 5-2 favorite, but I think 5-2 is decent. I have no problem accepting 5-2. I think it's a fair price.
An old friend of mine, I just can't quit him. Fortunate Corona, I gotta pick him again.
Yes.
Even if he doesn't want me, I want him. So this is similar for I gotta back him again. So I'm gonna have some money on Fortunate Corona. He's one of those teasers as he doesn't really break all that well. He has a lot of talent. He can finish ground late. It's all going to be about the late kick. So both you and I, we'll go towards the outside. I'll get the 6, you get the 8. You can run, and the Saturday night featured allowance event race number 9. All right, Michael. Best of luck with the selection. Thank you for joining us this weekend, and looking forward to another exciting weekend of racing at Los Alamitos. And hopefully the weather stays clear. It was very windy last Sunday. The wind really picked up.
Yeah,
but
was it?
It stayed. Yeah, but it stayed. As far as precipitation, we're very clear of that, so that was good.
Yes, hoping for calmer conditions for this weekend. I work with the windows open, and it was no picnic up in the booth, and I'm sure it was no picnic down there at the FanDuel TV set.
It wasn't, but we got through. We got through it, and then we're looking forward to the next weekend of racing. Have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll see you this Saturday down at Los Al.
Looking forward to it. Hooroo!
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.
Mrs. Harrison decided that she was going to keep her and run her through the end of the season last year. Bob had passed away.
2023.
Yes, and so she kept her and run her through the end of last year, and then after the Challenge Championship, she wanted to sell her.
The word out.
Yeah, the word was out. Then I've been helping her a little bit market some of those horses, and I had talked to a couple of my clients, and they were interested. Matt called me one day, and he said, let's try to buy her. And I was thinking just to breed, and then he said, what do you think about taking her back to Los Al and running her? And I said, please. So she's a super class mare. I mean, she's just a ultra professional. Really proud of an Idaho bred. We're very thankful for the Great Mare program. It's the best in the country here. And
3 100-granders, don't you?
Yeah, I mean it's phenomenal. And just if you look at the nominations, there were 30 nominations, 32 I think for this race. And I mean that's testament to a strong program. And so we're going to stay here and support it this year.
There was Monte Rosa shortly after winning the Grade 1 Charger Bar with Patty Saint. Professor G, welcome back to the program. Thank you for getting us that video. We heard DRF Steve Anderson in the background asking him some questions. And, of course, the classy mare, which we saw here, 2022, winning the Millie Vessels, came back and won the Charger Bar, and she did it in style.
Yeah, for new owners, Dunn Ranch, and, of course, they have an impressive breeding operation, so that will be in her future as well. But like Monty said, not yet. There's plenty of big races to shoot for. And remember, this mare ran in the Champion of Champions in that year, 2022, after winning the Mildred Vessels. So definitely something that they can shoot for once again, and definitely something that even with all her success, she's won 3 Grade 1 races. She's a winning machine. She's set track records on a couple of tracks. She hasn't won the champion mare title yet, so I'm sure that's something that they would love to add to her resume, especially as she goes to the breeding shed.
And the reason why I picked her in the Charger Bar was because she's just a winning machine, like you mentioned, Professor. She loves to win races, and also she wins them at the break. She's such a quick filly there from the break. There's only the bad running lines in her form was when there was legitimate excuse at the break. But if she gets out clean, she battles hard. She tries hard every time. She's a very quick filly out of the break, and she proved it. Everything went right. Everything went right in the Charger Bar, and she proved to be the best horse that night. And she did it at 3-1 under the guidance of Eduardo Nicasio. And Eduardo Nicasio is getting closer to those 100 stakes wins.
Yeah, just one more, and he'll be at 100 stakes wins, and we know he's going to do it. He's one of the best ever as far as winning when the money is on the line. So he'll get there. and you mentioned about Patty Saint. She had a nice workout going into the Charger bar. Again, always professional, always so good out of the gate. And even last year or that year when she won the Mildred Vessels, she came in kind of as an unknown a little bit for everyone. We had this outstanding field of mares, but once again, she came in with all those victories on her resume, and she delivered on that big night. So she just repeated what she always does, and that's run a tremendous race, in a stakes race.
Yeah, congrats to them on taking down the Grade 1 Charger bar there back on Sunday night. Talking about jockeys and milestones, there's a couple of jockeys that have been making noise here at Los Alamitos, a couple of young jockeys. And I don't think we're going to get these two riders at prices anymore, Professor. I think the word is out. As we start seeing them more, they're going to get more play. Speaking of Adrian Escobedo and Gabriel Lara, two young faces, and they've both been doing very well with the opportunities they've gotten up to this point this new season.
Yeah, Adrian Escobedo right now is tied for the overall lead in victories for jockeys. He's got 6 wins already. He had a winning triple on Saturday night. Then on Sunday night came back and won again. And the horse paid over $20 for the win. So off to a terrific start for Adrian Escobedo. It's funny you mentioned that because you're right. He's going to probably get more and more mounts on big plays, big horses with big chance to win. However, on Saturday night, he's going to be riding a couple of long shots to start off the card. He's on. We got Beer on Ice, and the morning line is 20-1 on that one. And he's also going to be riding 2 Bills, and the morning line on that is also 20-1. But then he's going to be on. Let's see. Runaway YY, a horse that we see that performs well here at Los Al. And then in race number 5, Capital Expenses, and that horse is going to be 5-2 on the morning line. So, yeah, he's going to be getting a lot more mounts. Obviously, he's now getting mounts on just about every race around the turn here at Los Al, and he'll be looking to add victories. One unfortunate note is Henry Reynoso Lopez. On Sunday night, he was involved in a spill. He's going to be out of action for looks like a few months with a little bit of a neck injury. It looks like he's going to be out a couple of months. So unfortunate, he was our leading overall rider last year. No one won more races aboard all breeds than Henry Reynoso Lopez. So he'll be missed a lot. Great young man, terrific rider. He'll be out for a few months.
And one more here. Here is Gabriel Lara winning for Scott Willoughby. Dr. Red Allred in the mode. Did it nicely there. Nice clocking at 15:58. Really looked sharp. And that was a great way for that filly to start her 2024 season. And by the way, look, I just noticed it. In the photo, it says 2023, but that's a typo. That's 2024. As I'm still writing 2023. So, that's a typo. I'm still used to writing 2023, but that was in the mode winning back January 6th. And he also won for Scott Willoughby and Dr. Allred from the outside post, I believe the night or the weekend before, on a runner that paid well as well. So Gabriel Lara doing well, and another young fresh face here to Los Al.
Yeah, and looking at the Saturday entries, he's going to be on the outside post aboard a horse named Chivalry, a really nice one. And that horse is 9-5 on the morning line. And then he'll also be on Thames in the final race of the night. That was a little bit more of a price, 12-1 on the morning line here at Los Al. But again, good opportunities for a young rider, Gabriel Lara.
Yeah, for sure. Best of luck moving forward to both of those two riders. And we wish our good thoughts to Henry Lopez. Wish him a speedy recovery. Thankfully, there wasn't a much more serious fall, and always it's always nervous time when you have one of those accidents. So, Henry Lopez, wishing you the best in your recovery. Any more news and notes on what's coming up here at Los Al, Professor?
Well, we're getting closer and closer to the Winter Championship and Winter Derby trials, and we're going to have some really, really nice horses. We saw that Impressum is competed last Sunday at Sunland Park, but trainer Heath Taylor's still going to have some really nice runners. They're horses that are eligible to compete from his barn in the Winter Championship trials. Shotgun is in there. He's judge and jury. is also one of the runners in there. Monte Rosa, he's going to have Apolitical Pins, Scoops Dynasty, take a swig of this. So there's still going to be some big names in those trials to the Winter Championship. And, of course, we'll see a lot of nice runners in the Winter Derby as well. That's going to happen in a couple of weeks on Saturday, January 27th, and Sunday, January 28th. Good night of trials here at Los Alamitos.
Thank you for that update. I forgot to mention my lock of the night. I did mention that I like Fortunate Corona, that 9th event. But my lock of the night, a single in the pick 6, Professor, will be Relief Factor, race number 7. It's not going to be much. It's a morning line favorite, so I'm not telling you much there. But I do think that is a standout single for those pick 6s, the $2 pick 6, and also late pick 4. I think that gate speed from the rail for a Relief Factor will make him tough to beat. Just because I do think the main threats are Main Street Warrior and Skeet, who are 2 horses that are still learning how to break. They're not getting out of the gate all that well. They could move forward. But I think this is the field that probably Relief Factor has to take advantage, at least with his gate speed, and get that made in Diploma career start number 7. So Relief Factor is my lock of the night in race number 7.
How about a good 9th race to close out the card? I know that you spoke to Mike Corona about that race. And I had a tough time just figuring out, okay, who are going to be my top 3 horses, because it was such a nice competitive event. Even the horse from the rail, it looked pretty tough in that race. I ended up going with, I agree with Michael on You Can Run. I think this horse is going to deliver a big race one of these days. Fortunate Corona has qualified to some really nice grade 1 races here at Los Alamitos. I think he could also be in and continue to improve. This year could be that year where he takes that big step forward and we start seeing him finish in the top 3 in really high-level races. He's been qualifying to nice grade 1 races in the past. Let's see if he can take that big step forward.
I could see him in those Winter Championship trials. He's the type of quality that I think still has room to improve. He showed it last season when he began his 2023 season. It's all about the break for Fortune Corona because he can finish. So the distance shouldn't be a problem. It's all about the break. So you're liking the outside post, though, as well, with You Can Run.
That's what I'm going to go with. You know, he's a class horse.
Yes.
He's been breaking pretty nicely. I think he's been doing fine. You know, he's been facing some really tough runners. So I think from that outside post, I think he's got enough.
All right. That's a look at the Saturday night program. Thank you for that. Thank you for all the news and updates, Professor G. Thank you for that following update on Henry Lopez, as we weren't able to tell what was going on after, obviously, during that race card. But good to hear that at least we'll be hopefully watching him back in a month or 2. So anything else for the viewing public on this Thursday afternoon?
Yeah, first post on Saturday, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. first post. And on Sunday, probably looking at around 5 p.m. post time as well, Jose.
Sounds good. Weather looks clear. Hopefully no precipitation creeps up on us. And we'll be ready to roll here on this weekend on Osao.
Yeah, we'll just bring our jackets, right? We'll just bring little jackets because it's going to be a little cool and cold and a little breezy here, but all good.
Yes, Caleb Keller will be on the desk with me this weekend. Caleb Keller and I for both Saturday and Sunday night on the FanDuel TV desk. Professor G, have a good rest of your Thursday afternoon. I think I need to go do some exercise on my exercise bike. I don't think I got enough biking for today. I'll leave you that. I think you know why. But other than that, we'll be good. Have a good rest of your Thursday night, and I'll see you this weekend at Los Angeles.
Thanks so much. I heard it began as a bike, a nice bicycle, right? It ended up being a hike, almost like a mountain
hike. It did. Long story short here for the viewers, I was boxed in. They were paving my road. I had to go pick up my daughter biking. It turned into a hike because my bike was a mess, and it was a hike bike. I got all my workout done for like 2 months, Professor. Just it was that kind of trip today. It was a story my bad beat therapist, my Jockey, will never forget. She's gonna tell mom that story for years to come. For years to come. Professor, have a good night. I'll talk to you this weekend.
Thanks so much, Jose. Bye.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights.